Happy New Year and welcome to Cutting Words. The first video of the year, 2023. We have a riveting video for you today. Sorry for a bit of a delay in videos over this holiday period. You know, very busy with the family and kids, but hopefully get back into a solid routine again now. So to kick off the year, we've got a riveting video here of me filling in the latest 1D&D player feedback survey. So that's out right now. You can fill it in yourself, your feedback on that latest 1D&D playtest material, which will get up right now. Alright, so here we have 1D&D website, D&D Beyond website with the 1D&D playtest material on it, so dndbeyond.com, and so we've gone to the 1D&D playtest section here, and this is a survey covering the Cleric subclass. It's subclass, Cleric class, the revised Cleric, 1D&D, and covers life domain, and it covers the Ardling, the Goliath, and the Dragonborn, and a few other little rules and spell changes as well. But the focus is very much with the Cleric. Sorry, not races, species. It's species now. Alright, moving on from race. Okay, so let's get the survey up. Take the survey, please. Woohoo. Oh, very white, these surveys, isn't it? White. Anyway. Alright, next taking time to complete the feedback survey. On the 5th edition of Dungeons & Dragons tabletop role-playing game. Oh, 5th edition. Anyway. Okay. Clerics. So I think copy-paste error there. As well as, yep. Okay. Okay. Yes, that's fine. Alright. Okay, we'd like to rate the material presented in Cleric and revised species. Oh, by the way, if you haven't had a chance to read this playtest material that came out on the 1st of December, there's a video. There'll be a link popping up now, I guess. Assuming I edited this right. They'll point you to me going over it all. If you want to sit through that. Alright. Otherwise, I'll mention highlights here as we go. Alright, would you like to rate the material presented in the... Yes, I do. Oh, this will be a very short video. What was the first edition of D&D that you played? It was 5th edition. I started in 5e, and yeah, never looked back. Those scary earlier days. Alright. Have you playtested the Cleric subclass? Yes, I did. Well, I ran a game for an all Cleric party. So I ran an all Cleric 1D&D party through levels 1 through 3. I thought they'll be the most telling levels to run at, which I'll get into when we talk about the Cleric class. Will be most interesting. So I ran the whole first section, levels 1 through 3, of the new Dragonlance Shadow of the Dragon Queen adventure that came out also in December. So I ran through that whole first, had a one long day and evening game, just boom, got through the whole first section, getting players all the way from level 1 to level 3 in one long session, all Cleric party. Hilarity ensued. I'll get into that soon enough. Alright, so how satisfied were you overall with the Cleric class? So, Cleric has always been really solid in 5th edition, and their changes, overall, I'm pretty satisfied. I'm not very satisfied because I think there's still definitely room for improvement here. So I'll just put satisfied. I think overall I'm pretty happy with what they've been doing, but I think there's some fine-tuning is definitely required. Next. How satisfied are you with the elements of the Cleric as presented in the article? Alright, so creating a Cleric. Let's see. Fortunately, another window, another screen to my side here. I do have it open, so I can double check to make sure what I'm saying is correct. I'm not just remembering real bad. Yeah, creating a Cleric. I mean, it's all standard stuff from again previous editions where kind of just said, hey, this is the hit die. This is what you need to do. Sort of starting gear. So that's all fine. I'm satisfied with that. Nothing. It's not revolutionary. Like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. You changed some stuff and it's so good. I'm going to be very satisfied now. It's fine. That's the job. Multiclassing and the Cleric. It's interesting what they've done with the multiclassing and the cleric. Because they removed the getting a whole bunch of stuff at level 1, which they currently get in 5th edition, where they choose their domain at first level and moved it to 3rd. So getting that multiclassing with cleric is less tempting, though they do get other quite good stuff when multiclassing now with that proficiency based new channel divinity abilities they're getting at 1st level. So there's still some room there. There's less options when multiclassing because you just get the cleric and you don't get to choose a domain as well straight away. So I guess it's countering dipping. Just taking, which is, when you take just 1 level, who would do that? Who would just take 1 level of a class and move on? So rude. I'll put yeah, I'll put satisfied. It's fine. I think it kind of evens out what they're doing currently. I think there's still probably some room for tweaking there, but alright, let's keep going. The 1st level channel divinity. So yeah, getting channel divinity straight out of the gate. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Good little power there, so I'll put satisfied. And they get this divine spark and turn undead. Or turn undead's pretty similar, some rewording there of the old one, so I'm satisfied with that. I mean, it's pretty niche. If you don't fight against like undead creatures, it doesn't really come up. But when it does, you're a superstar. Divine spark. Now, during the playtest, my players use Divine Spark quite a lot because it's a really solid low-level ability. They most of the time use it for damage. I think there might be 1 or 2 cases where they used it for healing, but most of the time it was bang, take, I want to say, right up here, 2d8? Yeah, because they're running at low level, so the proficiency bonus was 2. So they, twice a day, basically, hey you, con save will take 2d8 damage. That's, that's like level 5 cantrip damage. That's respectable at those low levels. So I was doing some good solid damage. So that was definitely a solid option for them. They used quite a bit. Yeah. So overall, yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. I'm not like, oh my god, this is amazing. This solves the cleric. This is, but I'm just satisfied. But it definitely helps that cleric in the early game there quite a bit. I'm not sure how much use we'll see in the later stages of the game, where it's just like, oh, I do have this feature, I guess I'm out of spell slots or something, I guess I'll use this now. So I'm not sure how useful it will be later on. But I guess worst case is always just, sure, have some free healing out between combats or whatever to a friend, if you got nothing better to do with it. But yeah, I'm wondering if it's basically its excitement level of use will deteriorate over time. Less flashy. Anyway, also at level 1 you get spellcasting. I mean, yeah, it's good. You get the spellcasting. I mean, should I put very satisfied? Because if they took away the spellcasting level 1, like, what are you doing? They're full caster. They need their spellcasting. I'll just put very satisfied. Holy Order at level 2. Now, Holy Order, that's their... So, at level 2, they get a choice between 3 options here. So, they move to, before you used to be able to get heavy armor proficiency and martial weapons for a cleric if you chose to write cleric subclass at level 1. That sort of thing. They've stripped that out from not being tied to subclasses and moved it to a level 2 choice. So, at level 2 choices, so at level 2 for Holy Order, you get to pick either you're a protector, so you get proficiency in heavy armor and martial weapons. Prior to that, you've only had medium armor or light armor and simple weapons. So if you want to only at level 2 can you get into that more martial orientated cleric, or you can choose scholar, which allows you to pick 2 skills, actually 2 knowledge skills, or arcana, history, nature, persuasion, and religion, and basically gain proficiency in those 2 skills, as well as just for those 2 skills you get to add your wisdom as a bonus on top of the regular bonuses you get for that skill, which is pretty cool. It's like I don't know why they didn't just call it expertise and just give them expertises. Why they had to go something different. I guess they wanted to leave the window open for multiclassing so people could stack it if they want, have expertise and add your wisdom and add all these other things, have ridiculous bonuses. I guess that could be fun. And then we had Thaumaturge is the 3rd option for the Holy Order, which allows you to basically get extra cantrip, or a 0 level spell as they call it now. I guess people were, I don't know, didn't like the name cantrip, or it was too confusing or something. Calling them 0 level spells. Really rolls off the tongue. And so you get extra cantrip there, and you can get your channel divinity, so get it 1 back every short rest. So prior to that, we've only get proficiency number of channel divinities a day now. So at this low level, you only have 2, and that's it. So you can get short rest and keep refueling your divine spark at this point. Now, I do like the Holy Order in that choice, and what's going on there. That's really cool. But having it at level 2 means at level 1, and I ran a level 1 encounter, some combats and things, to see how that went, because I was very interested to see how different level 1 and 2 was, especially this Holy Order feature. And yeah, it's tough. If you want to go, hey, I want to be strength based, like I want to be martial, I want to be a heavy armor cleric, you have to somehow survive through level 1, not have access to martial weapons or heavy armor until level 2, because before that you've only had, you know, medium or light armor and a simple weapon, which is, you need some dex in that. Strength is going to help so much. So basically, yeah, it's weird that you were ill-equipped for your job, what you're trying to do at level 1. It's very strange. And then not only that, when you get to level 2, finally I can get my heavy armor and martial weapons. I'm living level 2. I don't have enough money to buy any of that stuff. Heavy armor is quite expensive. Basically praying that you can loot some stuff off someone pretty quick or something. Like, good luck affording that stuff at low level. Oh my goodness. So like, it's a struggle at early level, like to go into be a martial cleric at that rate. It's very strange. I'm wondering, I guess they're only trying to reduce the number of choices they do at first level, but I'm wondering if Holy Order needs to be level 1, or some of that stuff needs to split out Holy Order to be like, you know what, cleric, if you just want to be able to start having access to heavy armor and martial weapons from the out of the gate, just for all of them, and you don't have to, you don't want to, that's fine too. I mean, I don't think it's that strong to let them do that, because a lot of clerics had that anyway. But I don't know. It's an interesting one. But it's not only the martial version, the protector Holy Order option there with the armor and the weapons. Scholar, the other option here is when you get choose 2 skills, you gain those, and you get your wisdom bonus on top going forward for those 2 skills. If you are already good with those skills out of the gate, you want to play a character who's already like really into 2 of those skills available there, and you want to be good at those out of the gate, but you want to get the scholar bonus on top, you need to basically not know those skills and not be proficient with those skills until level 2, when you gain them from the scholar ability, so you get your wisdom on top, which just seems really weird. You can't just choose 2 skills to add that to. It's like, no, it has to be those ones you just gained just now. So you have to go from a dumbass to an expert straight away at level 2. You can't start with any of that from your background or whatever, which seems kind of weird as well. I think there's some tweaking. I think it would be better if it was just, streamlined to be, you gain 2 of these skills, then afterwards, choose 2 skills. Could be the ones you just gained, or some ones you renew. The expertise in those 2 skills, or something like that. But yeah, very strange. Yeah, and Demiturge, well, Demiturge is fine. This is solid. But yeah, that's so Holy Order. I do like in principle Holy Order, but I think it needs some reworking there. So let's put satisfied. All right. Cleric subclass, level 3. Yeah, I can get on board with them lining up. All subclasses now across all classes are going to have their subclass kick in at the same level, so all stay at level 3. I'm very interested to see how Sorcerer and that goes, but right now, Cleric, yeah, I'm happy with that. I'm interested to see how, more than just a life domain Cleric, because it's the only one they've given us so far, how it all lines up. In my playtest, because I had all party of clerics. I had 4 cleric party, and I let them choose. So a lot of them went life, because it's just one D&D playtest was life domain, but some went for other ones, and basically we worked out based off how they did the life domain cleric here, how to fit in the use a different cleric subclass. So basically you gain that cleric subclass feature. So I had a war cleric, one of the wall clerics. So basically, they just gain the bonus action attack a number of times a day based off your wisdom ability and the 2 spells they get at 3rd level, 2 level 2 spells, and from that casting list, and any other abilities wouldn't happen until later on in the basically kind of lined up based off how the life domain template went. Anyway, so that worked fine. Remembering it like that. Feat. So we didn't get the 4th level. I was hoping to get the 4th level, but you know, I was pretty ambitious just to get through 3 levels in one day. So we didn't quite get to try out how 4th level feats worked with it yet. I'll have to do a separate playtest at some point where we get some of those higher levels. But I definitely find getting to the early levels are probably more telling for my playtest so far, because once classes get into their stride around, you know, mid-tier, you know, it's hard to really go wrong really with them. It's at early levels, which is things can really yeah, make or break. And then late game, well, just everything's just crazy powerful anyway, for the most part. So I'm not too worried about testing the high level at this point, but we'll get there eventually. All right, so 4th level feat. Yeah, so, I mean, I like 4th level feats. That's always been the same. It's fine. Smite Undead. Oh, that's right. So they got a new level 5 ability where each Undead does damage now, which probably clean away than tracking CRs, because currently in 5th edition when they do turn Undead, you know, you have to keep track of if the monsters is CR or less, they get disintegrated or whatever. So that's probably clean away rather than tracking CRs for players. So that's fine. Subclass feature. At the 6th level. I mean, which is just the extra Channel Divinity feature, which is fine. It seems a little lackluster. Oh boy, I guess it depends on your subclass. Like a life domain ability coming at 6th level. Oh boy, yay. Yeah, I'm gonna put dissatisfied because it's a little lackluster. I don't know. Blizzard Strikes at 7th. Just see extra D8 radiant on your cantrips and damage. Sure. I mean, a little damage bump. Woohoo. It's fine. It's fine. Get your 2nd Holy Order pick. So there's something you liked early on the Holy Order pick. You choose, now you can get it now. Which is okay. I would have preferred a leveled up version of the first Holy Order or something, rather than kind of being more general, like, oh, I've got 2 Holy Orders now, so I'm just more of a generalist, just being even more specialized instead. Like, I'm a souped up version of Thaumaturge, or souped up Scholar thing, or souped up Martial thing. Like, this could be, you know, if you chose a Protector one, now you get multi-attack at level 9. If you chose the Scholar one, now you get more expertises, more skills or something. If you chose Thaumaturge, maybe you get, I don't know, more spell stuff or something. I've really thought this through. Magic stuff, more magic. So yeah, like, yeah, maybe like a way of recouping some spell slots or something, because Cleric don't really have a means of doing that. Yeah, something like that. That could be more interesting than just pick one of the other ones now, I guess. So I'm gonna put dissatisfied. We don't need just more Holy Orders. Alright. 10th level subclass feature. I mean, sure. That's fine. Divine Intervention, woohoo! Get to roll those dice. Now my god works for me. Do this god. Yeah, it's good. I mean, it's one level later now, but whatever. All the odds of it happening. Was fun. I'm just gonna along that. It's late level, who cares? Yeah, it's fine. It's just a bunch of feats and boons at late level anyway. And prepared spells. Is that just the... Oh, that's the recommended spell list. I don't know about this recommended spell list they have. I guess it's fine for newer players. have this. I mean, it's definitely as someone who I've run some games at the board game cafe in town here in Auckland, Dice and Fork. I ran a game there the other day, and a bunch of people never played D&D before, so having some pre-generated characters good to go was very useful. Go, here you go, some characters are quickly thrown together. So having a prepared spell list for me could be quite useful, just to go, oh, whatever, quickly, here's a character, quickly pump up some characters. So that's nice, though. You know, wonder how much page space they're going to use up in this book with these prepared spell lists. There's definitely lots of other things I would like in these books, which I don't know if there's room for. But anyway, yeah, I'm just a bit dissatisfied. I talked myself around to it. Nah, I don't know if I like these prepared spell lists, personally, for me. Alright. Spells. Unless they can, yeah. Comments on the Cleric as presented in the Artist Arcana. Some optional feedback. And apparently they do have a bunch of people who read through those comments. Man, do not envy their job. Just seeing their reading comments, and I assume they chat with feedback or something. I'm not sure how they exactly process it, but sure, let's write something up. Let's see. All right. So there we go. Let's see. I wrote Holy Order is cool, but means Cleric that wants heavy armor and martial weapons struggles at level 1. Same for the Scholar Cleric, as the wisdom bonus doesn't apply to skills they already know. Only the two they just gained from Scholar feature. So someone who wants to be good at those skills need to not take them at character creation. Can Holy Order be moved to level 1? Level 9, Holy Order would be better to gain a specialized upgrade power to first Holy Order choice rather than a general pick, one of the remaining 2 options. The subclass features seem a bit on the weaker side and less thematic to their domain. Now they are coming in at a later level, feel they need to be punchier, more wow factor. At the moment, it feels clerics are getting more generalized. They should all feel very distinct. So, like, definitely, when I was running a party of all clerics, it was, yeah, I ran through 1 through 3, and I mean, some hang back and shot, some went high, seeing kind of closed up, but it still felt very, yeah, like you couldn't tell really that they're different domains. Really, it was like, wow. I feel like there's something a bit punchier happening at level 3 than not. So I feel like just like maybe this, because they did just kind of slap in the life domain cleric in here with the disciple life power and things like that without really changing it, moving it from level 1 to level 3. So maybe that could be the problem. They just need to tweak things more, because coming at a later level, maybe they just need to get a bit more punch to it, something a bit more interesting going on. Because yeah, the clerics still feel very, I don't know, it's very general, just like, as opposed to being very like, I wish it was different gods, different domains, and doing slightly different things. They seem very general. But anyway, so it's that. How satisfied are you with the elements of the life domain subclass it presented in this article? As I said, it was a bit meh. I'm just gonna go just general dissatisfied across the board for life domain. And I feel like my comments above reflect this, so I'm not going to go too much further onto that. Yeah. Very interesting. Next. Which following character species have you playtested? Let's see. So, no one played the Ardling. I mean, I think the Ardling's short for this world. But we had a Goliath in the playtest. Didn't have a Dragonborn in the end. Yeah, so just a Goliath that was being playtested in our group. So how satisfied were you overall with the character species in this article? So Dragonborn, Dragonborn's basically being lined up with the Fizzband Dragonborn, and I'm very happy with them. So I'm going to put very satisfied Dragonborn. I'm very happy with the Goliath changes. They're super cool. Goliath were already pretty cool. Now they're even cooler. Ardling, meh, see ya. What are they even doing? So they went from being general angel people, kind of treating over the Asimotos, and the Asimo just had cooler flavor and just cooler, to being now very general animal people. No celestial powers now. We're just gonna, I guess it resistant to radiant damage, but yeah, we've got animal powers, do animal things, which seems to be like we've got shifters and various other animal folk. What are you even doing, Ardling? What are you even doing? Get out of here. So next. Alright. So how certified elements Ardling character species as presented in the article. So we got different, you choose your different animal heads, which give you different animal powers, for your animal person. And let's see. Claws, as a result, you can, so the first one is the climb speed, and you get, arm strikes? You do bonus damage. No. Lame. You have visceral wings. As a result, you can fall. So you can use a glide. You can jump. Okay, no. You'll fly. You can't even fly. See you later. Racer. When you take the dash action, your speed increases for the action. Your speed equals to 10 times your first bonus. Meh. Swimmer. You can hold your breath up to an hour. Time, you can swim speed equals to your thing, you resist cold damage. Alright. By magic, you can immediately cast they've got Thaumaturgy spell. Leave for long rest, you can replace the spell with a different cantrip. Okay. So you get one cantrip. And actually, there's some really good cleric cantrips now. Yeah. That's right, having access to some cleric spells could be quite nifty. Interesting perception skill. Sure. Though, who doesn't get keen senses? That's what they get. Yeah. Alright. We already have loads of animal species options for player characters that are far more interesting than what is presented here. Asmo already filled the celestial player race option really well too. I don't see where Ardlings fit. Their flavor seems to be too much of a mishmash or mashup to work here. So that's what I got for Ardlings. See you later. I don't think Ardlings will survive into the next playtest. Well, I could be surprised, but I feel like they're not going to make it. Dragonborn, however, fantastic. We got the rep weapon back to Fizzband standards. It's fantastic. You get damage resistance. You got your dark vision now, and you got even flight now. Perfect. Yeah, I think just all very satisfied across the board. Doesn't require comments. It's perfect. Mwah. Locked in. We finally get like solid dragon people. About time. Okay, moving on. Goliath. Yeah, so Goliath, basically the big change is they lost their frost resistance, which is fine. But what they gain is a choice to swap out Stone's Endurance, which is the standard Goliath ability, with a different giant lineage power, making them, rather than being descended from stone giants, they now descend from any type of giant, and gain powers accordingly. And they get also the large form ability at level 5, where they can turn into a large creature, which is quite cool. I do always like having the option, the potential for having multiple minis of different sizes made up, so I can have different size minis plonked down the table. So that's pretty cool. I think I might have to play a Goliath at some point, because yeah, that's super fun. So yeah, I think across the board, yeah, all the options here are pretty cool. So Cloud's Jaunt, basically, hey, you can push these times, bonus action, missy step effectively. So that's super solid. Very satisfied with that. Makes sense for Cloud Giant option. Fire's Burn, hey, bonus D10 fire damage, solid. That's the one, the playtest line players used, and to great effect. At low level, just adding a D10 fire damage randomly here and there, pretty potent. So very satisfied with that. Frost Chill, I think, could be sneakily better than Fire's Burn potentially, but depends on the group dynamics, where you can, it does less damage but reduces their movement, and then you can potentially back away, and they can't close with you and they lose their turn. So there's some cool utility there. I quite like on the Frost Chill, so I'm gonna put pretty satisfied. Hills Tumble, I quite like, though you'd be descended from a hill giant though, but just no save required. Just, hey, you're prone now. You're just down. Hey, everyone, get advantage. Lay in. That's pretty good. No save, just you are prone. Everyone has advantage now. That's pretty good. And again, you can do the sneaky back away, because it's been hard to move it standing up and then closing as well. So Hills Tumble is pretty good. Stone's Endurance, the classic one, still solid. So yeah, still very satisfied with that one. And then Storm's Thunder. Unfortunately, I think that was probably the weakest one, where you can use your reaction, if you happen to have a spare reaction, to do, I think it's just a D8. Yeah, D8 thunder damage. Someone who hurts you for 60 times. So it's a piddly amount of damage, and use your reaction. I think that one's probably the weakest of them. I think there's a bit of a bump, especially when you see it from a storm giant, the coolest giant. Why is it? That one's probably the least interesting one, unfortunately. But all the other ones I'm pretty happy with. All right. Then we got large form, very cool, very satisfied with that one. And powerful build, yeah, still solid, but powerful, very satisfied. I think that makes sense. So yeah, overall, super happy with the Goliath as well. Please rank your preference for the following terms. Drag items from left hand side listed into the right hand listed to order them. Interesting. We got a little, this is the first time we've seen this in the survey. Little draggy boxes. So subtype, what your type being your creature type. So subtype of creature type. Okay. Kind. Species. So creature type. So I'll be like creature type ooze, subtype ichor or something. I don't know. So creature type. So it'll be like creature type. Humanoid, subtype goblinoid or something like that. Is that what they're talking about? Types of creature types. So they haven't been called a subtype of a creature type, or a kind. So you're a kind of, so like humanoid, kind, goblin, or what, humanoid species, goblin. I think I like the whole mechanicalness of subtype. I don't think there can be anything misconstrued with subtype. And it's a pretty common game term already. So the subtype of creature type, I think, is probably the one I like the best there. So I'll go with subtype, my most preference. Then probably species, just to line up with how they're renaming things for player character options now. They're being species of a race. Species, I think the word species doesn't roll off the tongue well. I mean, species. I don't love the word, just the feeling of the word in the mouth, of the lips. Species. So I don't love the word. I kind of wish we could use a different word. So I don't love it, but I'll put number 2. And kind of creature, I just don't like. But kind seems a little, so what? Humanoid, kind, goblin. Yeah, it's a kind goblin. It's a nice goblin. No, it's the kind is, yeah. Yeah, I don't like the kind. The kind is lost. There we go. I guess are those all the words I'm considering? It'd be nice to have some more options here. I'm sure there's a better one out there we can use. Oh well. Why did you choose your favorite? Okay. There we go. So, I put subtype feels more mechanical and game term related. Species does not roll off the tongue well. I prefer exploring other word options for that. Just want to throw it in there. Maybe wizards will maybe revisit to find a different word. But I can live with species. I don't love species, but I can live with it. All right. Moving on. Do you use feats when playing 5th edition D&D? Yeah. Always. Apart from one game. Yeah, I'm gonna say always. Always. How satisfied are you with the elements of your feats section as presented in this article? Let's see. Oh, the epic boon feats. Who has time to run level 20? Alright, so I'm just gonna put satisfied. Epic boon's never been terribly exciting. And move on. Article. Let's put that and move on. They're fine. Alright. How satisfied were you with the elements of the rules glossary section as in the article? Man, this rule glossary is massive. There are a lot of things hidden in there that were new and some was old, being way too big. But let's see here. The aid spell. They murdered the aid spell. Very dissatisfied. Attack action. Yeah, that's fine. Very satisfied with that. Banishment spell. They murdered the banishment spell. They made banishment spell actually useless. Like, not even just, you know, like, oh no, it's not as strong. No, it was never that strong, and now it's just actually pointless. They made it a pointless spell. The creature has to fail 11 charisma saves and throws in a row to be banished. There's no way that thing's not gonna escape and come back. So yeah. Grappled condition. The grapple condition is interesting what they've done with it. Haven't played around with the new grapple condition yet. Might just start grappling my players more, you know, in my games. And seeing, I'll just put satisfied for now because it's read okay. Guidance spell, I love it. I think they're way better now. So they solved it. So before, so the guidance in 5th edition is, you know, as an action you cast a cantrip, it's a minute long concentration, and somewhere in that minute, whoever you cast it on, which could be yourself, you can add D4 to your next skill check you make. Fantastic. Great cantrip. A+ cantrip. They then changed it in one of the earlier playtests to be a reaction cast, but only on one person a day. So one person going to benefit from a day. So you have to keep track then to remember, because a day could be over multiple sessions. You don't know if you've been guidance today or not, which seems like a huge problem. And they've now got rid of that limitation. So now it's just reaction to cast, reaction, boom, add a D4. Yeah, no limitation on keeping track of if you've benefited from once already. So perfect. I think guys, this is lock that in, and stick with that because perfect. Happy with that now. Because I don't want more things to keep track of between sessions. Okay, influence action. Whatever. This is for the when you want DCs and set things up for guidance for role playing in games. I feel like, well, I don't need, I don't use it. But I guess it's good to have some guidance for folks who want that kind of set DCs and things as opposed to just kind of feeling how the roleplay goes. So I'll just put, gosh, I'll put satisfied, I guess. Oh, dissatisfied. They had some set DCs added in there based off a creature's intelligence, I think it was, but I feel like it should have been wisdom based. Is it insights counter to the deception or something like that? Yeah, I'll put dissatisfied. I think that's still needs more fine tuning, I think. I like weapon property. Yeah, satisfied for that. That's fine. Long rest. Yeah, satisfied long rest. It's fine. Magic action. Are they gonna put a limitation on magic? I don't understand the point of magic action. I'm gonna put this as far as I just don't understand the point of magic action. Why they clumped it as a magic action bucket? Are they gonna put a restriction like you're gonna do one magic action a turn or something? They haven't done so yet. I don't understand why this exists. I need more context. Prayer of healing spell got good, but it's announced a spell you have to keep track of if you're being defeated from that today or not. So I'm gonna put satisfied because I don't want to keep track of that stuff. I don't want more things to keep track of. Pre-spec equipment, that's fine. Satisfied. Resistance spell, now it's the something became resistance went from one of the worst cantrips to one of the best cantrips in the game. I don't or 0 level spell, should I say. So that it was a action to cast if someone makes a saving throw next minute. One you concentrate the spell, they get D4 to a saving throw. That's, unless you're like someone's working on a trap right now that might explode in their face, it's never going to come up. They never did. Now it's a reaction to cast and add a D4 to next saving throw. You know, as it happens, which is way better. And you know, clerics don't actually really use their reactions much for anything. So this is just basically a free spam out D4s on saving throws. And when I ran my all cleric party, everyone had it, and when a AoE, a big saving throw for everyone went off, they all had reactions to throw D4s at each other or themselves. Obviously you can't stack it, so if you benefit from it once, you can't all target one person to get someone up to have multiple D4s added on. So you can benefit from a spell, one spell effect at a time of the same type of spell. But yeah, it was really good. Very good, and I can see it helping quite a lot. If you got that and bless, all the D4s, you're going to have more D4s handy at the table to really help parties, especially who lack a paladin, because that paladin aura definitely helps loads of saving throws. And there's a big difference in a party between that party that has a paladin and doesn't, I found. And so now this cleric with the resistance cantrip and bless can basically cover a lot of those saving throw issues that a paladin can counteract quite easily. So yeah, I like it. I think it's yeah, very interesting. Though interesting, very spammy potentially with these always reaction cantrips. It depends how much you like people spamming the same spell over and over again. But very cool. Spiritual weapon. It's concentration now, which makes it terrible. Why they do that? Why? True sight. They clarified true sight, which is good. That's fine. Alright. Okay. So fun fact, I had to stop because it turned red. So if I keep, there's a word count, which I just noticed. I noticed there's a word count. So there we are. Anyway. So I wrote, Aid, there are already too many sources of temporary HP in the game. Aid was good as it was a spell that increased max HP, so did something other sources could not do. Now it just joins the pile of all the other temp HP effects. Banishment, now the spell actually doesn't do anything. You expect a creature to fail 11 charisma saving throws in a row in order to be banished? Why remove the funny utility of banishing your friends back to their home plane? It's always fun. Never comes up, but it's always nice to have the option. Influence action defense score, I would have thought wisdom/insight would be for the monster's influence DC over their intelligence. Magic action, what is the point of this? Will we be limited to one magic action turn or something in the future? Prayer of healing is cool now, but don't want to have to keep track of if folks have benefited from it today, when a day could be across multiple game sessions. Guidance and resistance, love these, lock them in. Spiritual weapon, concentration makes the spell unusable as a cleric has too many, aka bless, spells that are too important not to concentrate on. So there we go, feedback there. Moving on. All right. How satisfied are you with the elements of attack action or as written in this article? Oh, they got more detailed feedback here in each thing. Oh my goodness. Well, I just did a big write-up at the front, so I'm not going to repeat myself. Equipping weapons and moving between attacks. Yeah, I'm super satisfied with that. Well, basically the case. So, yeah, moving on. Has aided elements of the influence action as in this article. So that is the... so the ability check is where the CNDC feature is under my looks. So I'm just going to put very satisfied there. Interaction. Yeah, and I'll put that. Let's put satisfied. There we go. Moving on. Add additional comments option. I think I covered everything I wanted to say for those elements in the previous boxes, so it's good. Oh, now it just wants my personal information. All right. That's it. Thank you for doing our survey. Your feedback is very important to us and to the D&D game. Woo! All right. Is you take us somewhere now? Connecting. Well, that's the survey. I assume it's just gonna take me somewhere or just sit on the 100% screen forever. Wonderful. Perfect. Let's go back to the main screen then. Easy peasy. So that's the 1D&D survey. You can do it yourself on dndbeyond.com. Thanks for tuning in to the channel. Year's 2023. Amazing. We're still going. The channel is over a year old. Thank you so much for all you've subscribed and followed me thus far. But if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button for this video. All those YouTube algorithm things, do all those things. Help the channel keep on growing. Very much appreciate it. All right. Until next time, I'm Brad Thompson. This has been Cutting Words. Catch you around on the flip side for the next video coming out real soon. All right. Catch you around, everyone. See ya.